So today we're going to be reviewing worksheet number 10. It's all attached together, number 10, 11, and 12, and this is for Bake 153. So as soon as you click on the Excel file, which is for module 10, this is the screen you're going to see. Now, the first thing we must do for this particular screen is you'll notice at the top, we have a protected view. We need to delete that because protected view will prevent you from putting any numbers in at all. So we enable editing. So there's also a security feature on this particular file, which is a macros, and we can enable content by clicking on this one. So now the file is ready to go. So for this week, we're going to just do module 10. It's going to be these tabs here, the production tab at the bottom and the forecast tab at the bottom. Next week, we'll go through the information tab, the schedule tab, and the payroll tab. And then week 12, we will do the COGS and the yearly tabs. So for this, you have to realize that the production times here for each item, this is the amount of time that is anticipated that you will take to make so many croissants or cupcakes. So for example, they anticipate you're going to spend 120 minutes to make 48 croissants. Now, I know that you will probably be doing something while you wait for the dough to proof, and that's not part of the equation right here, right now. This is more for forecasting purposes. So on every sheet that we have, on every tab, you're going to have these yellow cells. And the yellow cells need to be completed. Numbers need to be put into these yellow cells. But every yellow cell, you cannot write a number as is. It needs to be a formula of some kind. So if there's a number in the formula, that's perfectly all right. But if there's just, for example, here, if you decide to write 250, that is not what I want to see. I want to see a formula in there. And I'm going to give you the formula right now. So this one you'll notice, 100 croissants. If you need to make 100 croissants and you want to know how much time that will take you, by coming down here, you'll see it takes 120 minutes to make 48. So how long will this? So this is the equation. We go plus, we come down here to the 120. We divide that by the 48, and then we're going to multiply that by the 100. But you'll notice that the 100 has now been covered, but it's under B4. So we're just going to write B4, and we hit enter, and now you have the 250 in there. So that's very nice. And the reason why we like Excel so much is because now we can right click on it, get the copy, go one cell below, left click and drag, and then right click and we get the paste options. So here in the paste options, the first one on the left is a general paste, which would copy the whole file with numbers and formulas and everything. The second one is just a numbers. And the third one is a formula. So this F with a little X here, this is the one we want. This is the formulas. And we click on that. And now you have all these formulas. So if you look as an example, here the top one, this is the formula for the first one, which is C22, B22, B4. But then we come down here to the next one, and it's C23, B23, B5. So as these go down one, these go down one. And that's important because if you wanted to do that again, and you think, oh great, we just go over here, we'll do this, and we're going to paste the formula as well. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's still fine. It's 22, 22, but it's D4. You have now moved all the way over to this one. So D4 is here, but E22 is over here. Yeah. So best thing to do is to remove that and write it in again. So we're going to do the plus 120 divided by the 48 multiplied by, here it's D4, so D4. Now we can do this one with the copy underneath, drag and paste the formula. And we can do that all the way along, but we have to do the top one, have to write that one in. But you will notice that here we have divio, which means that the formula is not going to work. You will not be able to find totals. So we need to somehow remove that. And a little bit of investigation tells you that down here, coffee and juices, they're all zeros. So it requires no time to make a coffee or a juice. So if it's a 0, we'll just put in a 0. And likewise over here, just put a 0. Now these work very nicely. So next we have total minutes. We want to add all these up. Now there's several ways of doing this, but the fastest and easiest way to do it is to take the cursor up to this icon up here that says Autosum. Click on that. Now, as soon as you click on the Autosum, it's giving you an equation here, and it says C4 to C13. So it's C4 to C13. Now you can see it's highlighted all the cells that are going to be added. And those are all the cells you want. You can move it if you want to, but right now you don't need to. So we just hit enter. Beautiful, works incredibly well. So now we can take this, we can copy it, and then here we can do the formula. And we'll just do the formula here for the future ones, which haven't been done just yet. So the next one right here, the last cell on this column, is we need to figure out how many hours that is going to be. But that's fairly simple. So just ignore me here. So we're going to do plus this one here, which is C14, and we're going to multiply that. No, sorry, we're going to divide that by 60. And it gives us 28. So that's pretty simple to figure out. We all know there's 60 minutes and 1 hour. And now we can take this number here, copy it, and we can paste the formula in here too. So now that you've done these here, let's just go back and we'll complete this one more column. So here we're going to do plus this, which is C22 divided by B22 and multiply by, and in this case, it's F4. Now you see what happened here? Because the formula is already in place, as soon as numbers are inputted into this, it's going to change. So if we just copy, paste these down here, right click, formulas. We have the divios, but if we get rid of the divios, all the numbers line up beautifully. So the last thing I want to do here would be eventually, right over here, we need to write totals. So this will be the total number of hours. The minutes you're not going to move, but the total number of hours you will actually need. And we'll come to that when we do the payroll. So that now takes us to the next file, which is the forecast file. Now the forecast file is nice and simple. And what this is going to do is going to give you a budget of how much money you can actually spend on your payroll. And that's why we do this. So this one is very simple as well. All the yellow files must be filled in. So here we will take the croissants, and quite simply we're going to do plus. We're going to take the price here, the selling price of $3.50, which is C21, and we're going to multiply that by the number of croissants we're going to produce. And we hit enter. Very straightforward, very easy. So we can copy and paste this all the way down here using the formula. And they all slot in beautifully. But we cannot go over here and do it, even though we'll try, because we have a 0. And that is because we are doing E21, which is this one. So we can't do that. So the actual fact, what we can do is just change it to this, which is C21. So if we come here and we change the E to a C, that is another way of doing it. Instead of writing it out, we just change the letter that's wrong. And then of course with this one we can take copy, highlight it down, and hit the formulas. So the next thing we need to do, we need to figure out these totals. So this is a total for Monday. Again, we're going to use the Autosum. and the Autosum will say it's going to highlight all these. So we hit enter, and now we have a total in dollars. So here we can actually copy this, and here we can paste it. Here we can paste it. And as you can see, there's nothing or no dollars there, but there will be dollars as soon as the revenue is inputted. So with all these numbers now, it's going to be very easy to figure out the total weekly revenue. For this one, there are a couple of ways of doing it, but the best thing to do is probably just add them all up. So we're going to do plus this one, plus this one, plus, and we just keep on going until we have all of them. This is a one-time thing, but once it's done, you'll never have to do this again. And we are going to add Sunday, even though we're closed, we'll add it in anyway, because who knows, one day you may actually be open. What I did was I actually have a plus in here where I shouldn't. So this dollar figure here, $4,897, that is the total now for all these. If we were to do the next one, you will see very quickly here, I'll show you. It changes automatically. Now I'm going to do those in a second, but first of all, I want to take you down here. And you'll notice we have the labor cost allowance is 28%. And what does that equal in dollars? That is what needs to be here. And this one's very simple. We're going to go plus, and we're going to do this number, which is C18, and we're going to multiply it by this number, the 28%, which is C33. And then we hit enter. Now, the nice thing about Excel is whenever you change numbers, if you have formulas in the right places, everything else will change. And I'll show you what I mean. So here we're sitting at 1567. That's your budget. So if we take this, copy, drag it down, right click, paste the formulas. So now the weekly revenue has changed, and so has your budget labor cost has changed. So for the rest of this exercise, these columns need to be filled, as well as the columns in the production chart, and that is it for this week. So once those are done, that is fantastic. And next week, we're going to be doing the schedule and the payroll. So I look forward to talking to you again very soon.